All right, so why would we do a VSM? What are some reasons why we typically have a VSM session? So the most common reason is just to understand our process. So the thing about a VSM is that the value stream map lets us see our process from a very high level. And so sometimes we just want to come together and map out our process just to get a better understanding of what it is we do from start to finish. So that might be one reason. Another common reason is to identify opportunities to improve. So once we have our map created, a lot of times it becomes very visible. We can see where the opportunities are. And we don't necessarily see those opportunities when we work inside these processes day in and day out, but when we actually put them up on paper and we can see them in front of us on a screen, the opportunities typically become very visible to us when we go through this mapping exercise. So identifying opportunities is another reason. Sometimes we're looking to just establish some baseline performance. We're wanting to understand how long does it take to go from supplier to customer, so that we can then get a sense of, okay, where are we starting from and where do we have opportunities to improve, and then how do we measure our improvements. And so establishing a baseline for performance is another reason to do a value stream map. And seeing the waste. One of the resources I'm going to share with you is a book that's called Learning to See. And what the value stream map does, it lets us see where the waste is in the process. We don't see it every single day as we work in it. We get used to the waste all around us. But when we actually map it out, we start to see those opportunities and they become very visible. And so identifying waste in the process, and if you remember going back to the Lean Toolkit course, we talked about downtime, defects, overproduction, waiting, not using people well, transportation, inventory, motion and excess processing. All of those downtime factors will become very visible in the process once we have it mapped. And then also sometimes the value stream maps can be really great team building exercises, because in many cases we operate in these silos, in these departments, and that's typically what we're mapping out. And a lot of times we don't get a chance to talk to one another, our downstream processes and upstream processes. And so this creates an opportunity to bring people together and talk about the issues and challenges that we have within our process that we might be creating for those downstream of us, and those that are upstream of us that are creating challenges or issues in our process. So it becomes a really great way to understand, internally our customers and the challenges they may be having with the product or service we're delivering, and then likewise with the suppliers that are feeding to us. And bringing all these groups together is just a really great way to build some teamwork as well. So those are all reasons for why doing a VSM, or just a handful of the reasons for how we do a VSM. And next we're going to talk about, what do we need to do to prepare for the VSM, and what are some of those key things we need to do to have a really good session.